Hey neighbors, Brent here coming to you from the front porch of the church at Wood Forest. I am enjoying this afternoon. It's an unseasonably cool afternoon here after a string of very, very hot days. But in the shade and with the fan blowing and the breeze, it's actually pretty nice out. But I wanted to share with you just a quick thought that I've been having this week. It kind of was triggered earlier this week when I was on a Zoom call with some people I love dearly from the church. And here's what happened in me. Here's what I'm kind of dealing with. I want to share it with you. Maybe I'm not alone in this. I talked to a lot of people who I think are in the same place as I am. So it started like this. I was asking some folks how it's going with their soul in the midst of the turmoil that is our country's current environment. We have COVID, and we have racial unrest, and it's just creating this very turmoiled time here in our community and in our state and in our country and even around the world. And so I was asking some folks, how's it with your soul in the midst of all this? And I was hearing some honest responses, and amongst those honest responses were remarks that sounded similar to this. I just can't hardly watch the news anymore. Or I've had to take a break from my social media feed. Or I've really just tried to distance myself from all of the chaos and the frustrations and the hatred that I see going on around me, and I'm trying to get away from it. And that's a very honest response. And quite honestly, I've been tempted to do this very same thing. And I'm not speaking words of judgment at all. But in the midst of that, I found myself wondering if when I have the desire to do that, am I running away from the realities of the world? Is it possible that somewhere in the middle of what's going on around me, God is trying to stir me, stir my heart, my soul, maybe even stir my mouth, to enter into the difficulties, to enter into the conversations, the critical and crucial ones that are happening all around us, to enter into this madness, and to bring with me the light of Christ, the good news of God. But sometimes I don't want to. I'd like to pretend that there's not bad in the world. Some people have said of me that, of course, I see the world with the glass half full. I'm always trying to find the best in people, and I don't think that's wrong. But I wonder if sometimes when I look at the world, maybe to avoid pain, maybe to avoid responsibility, maybe to avoid having to feel deep within my bones the pain of others, I look at the world through rose-colored glasses. When I think about that term, rose-colored glasses, it comes to mind the John Conley song, whose chorus, the song is by the same title, but the chorus goes like this. It's a love song. He's talking about his love for this woman. And his chorus, he goes into it and he says, "But these rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through show only the beauty, 'cause they hide all the truth." Now, if you're still listening, please listen just for another minute or two longer. I'm wondering if the rose-colored glasses that I like to put on every now and then do in fact allow me to hide my eyes from the struggle and the difficulty and the trouble of others. I'm wondering if maybe when I put on my rose-colored glasses and try to just call out the best in what's going on around me and pretend that there's no hurt and that there's no pain, or try to avoid paying attention to those things that make me uncomfortable, maybe my rose-colored glasses are actually keeping me from some really good, important work that God's trying to do in me, within me, maybe even through me. So this week I was on that same call, and I heard a guy in our church say this. He says, "Look, in the midst of what's going on," he said, "my family's just decided to put on our love goggles." And I thought, okay, let me think about this. Rose-colored glasses or love goggles. I kind of like the love goggles thing. And so I'm trying to figuratively put those love goggles on and to put them on instead of rose-colored glasses. Because here's the thing about love goggles. They don't show only the beauty. They maybe protect us from the mess and the grime and stuff from getting into our eyes, but they force us to look at the world through the lens of love. And the truth is, sometimes love is messy. Sometimes love requires more of us than just some strawberries dipped in chocolate or a sweet handwritten note, a dozen roses. Love isn't always ooey gooey and ushy gushy. Sometimes love requires repenting from the things that have kept me from loving someone else well. Sometimes love, the messiness of love, requires that I apologize Sometimes love requires me to look deeply into the pain and the hurt in another person's eyes, and to listen to the painful stories that are spoken from another's lips. Sometimes love requires me to be patient and kind. It seems like love tells me to keep no record of wrongs. Love is not easy. Love is difficult. But God calls us to it. And I think during times like this, the scriptures seem to be confronting me. They seem to be convicting me. They seem to be telling me, Brent, take off your rose-colored glasses. Quit trying to find a way to only see the good in the world and to discount or to dismiss the trouble and the bad. But instead, Brent, put on your love goggles. Put those goggles on. They'll protect your eyes a little bit from the pain that might be coming your way, but they'll allow you, if you'll wipe off the lenses, to continue to look at the world and into the world with the eyes of Christ. That's the challenge I've committed myself to this week. And I want to invite you to take the same challenge. Remove the rose-colored glasses. Remove your desire, that knee-jerk, instinctual desire to walk away from trouble and pain. And instead to look at the world through love goggles. The kind of goggles that allow you to look into the eyes of a black man or woman that you don't know and to love them. It allows you to look into the face of a policeman or a first responder and to see within them goodness and kindness and mercy. Love goggles. Let's see if we can't try those on for size. I love y'all and can't wait to be with you again face to face. It's coming soon. In the meantime, take care of yourself and take care of one another. Love y'all. Bye-bye.